Hello everyone and welcome back once again. This is your EVS teacher here, and this time I am here with a brand new chapter of NCERT grade 5th EVS, that is experiments with water. Students, this chapter explains about various properties of water, and this chapter will help you to guide in identifying the objects that float and sink in the water and the objects that are soluble and insoluble in water. Students, this chapter will also help you to find out the differences and the similarities between the different kinds of liquids like water, oil, milk, cold drinks, etc. So let's start. Now students, as you can see here the heading, what floats and what sinks. Students, this chapter is a start with a little girl named Aisha. So first let's read this story. Aisha was waiting for dinner. Today Ammi was making her favorite food, puri and spicy potatoes. Aisha watched as her mother rolled out the puri and put it in the hot oil. She saw that at first the puri sank to the bottom of the pan. As it puffed up, the puri came up and started floating on the oil. One puri didn't puff up and didn't float like the others. On seeing this, Aisha took some dough and rolled it into a ball. She flattened it and put it in a bowl of water. Alas, it sank to the bottom and stayed there. So students, as I said that this is the story of a little girl named Aisha. So Aisha was eagerly waiting for the dinner, and today her mother was making her favorite food, that was puri and spicy potatoes. And students, Aisha noticed each and every movement of her mother as her mother rolled out the dough of the puri and put it in the hot oil. And students, Aisha observed that at the first the puri sank to the bottom of the pan, and as soon as the puri puffed up, the puri came up and started floating on the oil. But one puri didn't puff up and didn't float like the other puris. So students, on seeing all this, Aisha took some dough and rolled out into a ball as her mother did. Now, with the help of a rolling pin, she flattened it and put it in a bowl of water. And students, as soon as Aisha put the puri into a bowl of water, it sank to the bottom and stayed there. And students, this made Aisha very disappointed. And students, there were numerous questions that arose in her mind, that why did this happen? Why the puri that her mother made were puffed up into the oil, whereas the puri that she made and put into a bowl of water sank. Now students, let's understand why all this happened. Now students, here are some questions based on Aisha's story. So let's find out the answer of these questions. The question number 1 is, Aisha put a puffed puri in a bowl of water. Would it sink or float? Students, as we discussed in this story, that Aisha rolled down a piece of dough into a shape of a puri, and when she put it into a bowl of water, then the puri sank and settled at the bottom of the bowl. But here in this question, Aisha put a puffed puri in a bowl of water. So students, here you have to answer, would it sink or float? Students, as you all know, lighter things always float on water. So here, when Aisha put puffed puri in a bowl of water, then it would float. And why? Because lighter things always float on water. Now the next question, you put a steel plate on water. Would it sink or float? What would happen to a spoon? Now students, this question is for you. You have to take a steel plate and then put it on water. Then you have to observe that will it sink or float, and the second thing that you have to take is a spoon, and the same experiment you have to do with a spoon, and again you have to notice that will it sink or float. Well students, if you place a steel plate on water carefully, then it will obviously float because its surface area as compared to the spoon is more. That's why it will float. But when you put the spoon in the water, it would sink because its surface area is less than that in comparison of steel plates. That's why as soon as you put the spoon in the water, it will immediately sink. Now the next question, would the cap of a plastic bottle sink or float on water? Now students, here you have to answer that the cap of a plastic bottle will sink or float on water. Students, as I said earlier, that lighter things always float on water. So the cap of plastic bottle floats when you put in the water, since it is a plastic and plastic is lighter as compared to water. That's why it will float on water. Now students, in the evening, Aisha went for a bath. She had just come out when her mother called, Aisha, you have dropped the soap in the water again. Take it out and put it in the soap case. Aisha was in a hurry and the soap case fell out of her hands. It started floating on water. Aisha gently put the soap in the soap case. She saw that the case continued to float even with the soap in it. Now students, have you seen that something float on the water while others sink? Think how this happens. Now students, in the evening time, Aisha went for a bath, and students, she had just come out from the bathroom when her mother shouted on her that Aisha, you have dropped the soap in the water again. Now take it out and put it in the soap case. So Aisha was little afraid because her mother shouted on her. So she was in a hurry and accidentally the soap case also fell out from her hands into the water. And students, as soon as the soap case fell out from her hands into the water, the soap case started floating on water. Now students, Aisha gently put the soap in the soap case and she noticed that the case continued to float even with the soap in it. Now students, have you seen that something float on water while others sink? If yes, then you have to write down your answer here. Yes, I have seen that something float on water while others sink. Now students, here is a poem that raises such kind of questions. So let's read it. But before reading the poem, we will discuss this question briefly, that have you seen that something float on water while others sink? So let's discuss it. Now students, this is the question here that will help you to understand that what thing float and what things sink in water. Students, I hope you all have seen or observed that few things float and few things sink in the water. And students, can you answer me why this happened? Because some things is lighter than that of water, and that's why all those things that are lighter as compared to water starts floating on it, whereas the things that are heavier than water sinks in it. Now students, it's depend upon the volume of the item, means to say the weight of the item. As you can see here, here are some things that float on water. As the first one is the ball, second one is the empty plastic bottle, third one is a balloon, next one is a pen, and the last one is a cork. And students, all these things are lighter than water. That's why all these things float on it. Whereas here in this image, the first one is a stone, the second one is a glass tumbler, the next one is a cork ball, and the last one is a iron ball. And students, as you see here, all these things sink in the water. And why? Because all these things are heavier as compared to water, or you can say the volume of all these things are more as compared to water. That's why all these things sink in it. Now students, as I said earlier that we will discuss a poem that raises such kind of questions, that what things float and what things sink in water. So let's read the poem, and the poem name is Why, Oh Why? A wooden boat in water will float, but a needle will sink. Why does this happen? Let me think. An iron ship will also float, though it's much heavier than my boat. But a needle, light as a leaf, thin as a pin, will sink right in. Why does this happen? Let me think. Now students, as you all know that a wooden boat will float in water while a tiny needle sink in the water. Why does this happen? Students, as you all know that a wooden boat float on water, whereas a needle sink in it. And students, all this happen because when an object enters into water, then two forces acts upon it, and there is a downward force that is known as gravity, and that's determined by the object's weight, whereas there is also an upward force that determined by the weight of the water displaced by the object. So students, an object will float if the gravitational force is less than the upward force. So that's why a wooden boat float on a water, because the wooden boat displaces the same amount of weights as its own. That's why a wooden boat floats in water, whereas a needle doesn't do anything like this. That's why a needle sink in water as soon as we put it in water. Now an iron ship will also float, though it's much heavier than my boat. Now students, same as we discussed that an iron ship also float on water. And why? Because an iron ship also displaces the same amount of water as its own weight. That's why it also float on water. While on the other hand, a needle and a pen that are light as a leaf will sink in it, and this is just because they don't do anything like this. That's why they sink in it. Now students, here is an activity that you have to do in your home. So let's discuss it. Do this experiment in groups of 4 friends. Each group will need a big pot filled with water and the things listed in the table. Put each thing one by one in water and observe. Write your observations in the table given below. Now students, here you have to do an experiment in group of 4 friends, and for this experiment you all need a pot filled with water and the things that are listed in your table. Then students, you have to make an observation table. So now let's move on towards the observation table. Now students, here is your observation table. Now you have to put a tick mark for the things that float and a cross mark for the things that doesn't. So students, as you can see here in the first column, here are the things that you have to put in water. As the first one is empty bowl, a katori. After putting in 6 to 5 small pebbles, one by one. So students, as you can see here the heading, I guessed before I did it. So students, here you have to make an assumption that what will happen to the empty bowl or after putting 6 to 7 small pebbles into it. So students, as we already discussed in the case of a steel plate in earlier section, that a steel plate will float on water. So similarly, in the same way, an empty bowl will also float on water. But when you put 6 to 7 small pebbles one by one, then it will sink after some time. So on the basis of your assumption, before doing this experiment, you have to put tick or cross. That is totally depend on your assumption. Now in the third column, as you can see the heading, I saw when I did it. So students, here in this column, you have to put a tick or a cross mark as per according after doing the experiment. Now students, secondly, you have to do your experiment with iron nail or a pen. Now again, you have to make an assumption before doing this experiment that whether it will float or whether it will sink. So what do you think about it? It will sink or it will float? Then according to your assumption, you have to put a tick mark or a cross mark here. Then again, similarly, after doing the experiment, what you observe that the iron nail sink or float. If it sink, then you have to put here cross, or if it will float, then you have to put it here tick mark. So students, in the same way, you have to take all these things for your experiment, and one by one you have to do this experiment with all these things that are listed here in this table, and then you have to fill your observation table on your NCERT textbook. Now students, here is a question that find out from other groups which things floated and which sank in the water. Students, as you all know that nowadays to form groups of friends is not possible, so you have to do this experiment along with your parents, your siblings, your elders, etc. at your home only. So students, you have to form groups with your family members and you have to do this experiment with your family members only. And then after doing this experiment, you have to find out from the other groups of the family member that which things float and which things sank in the water. Now the third question, after doing this experiment, fill in the blanks given below. As the first one, the iron nail dash in water, but the katori or the bowl dash. I think this happened because dash. Students, as we already discussed in the earlier section that iron nail sank in water but the katori floated, and all this happened because an iron nail displays less amount of water as compared to katori or a bowl. That's why a katori floated on water whereas iron nail sank. The next one, the empty plastic bottle dash on water. The bottle filled with dash because dash. Students, as you all know that the empty plastic bottle always float on water. But students, the bottle filled with water sank into it because bottle filled with water displays less amount of water as compared to empty bottle. That's why an empty bottle floated, whereas bottle filled with water sank into it. The next one, the aluminium foil dash when it was spread out. When pressed tightly into a ball, it dash. This may happen because dash. Now students, similarly, in the same way, the aluminium foil floated when it was spread out, but when you pressed it tightly into a shape of a ball, then it will sink in water. And again, this all have just happened because when we put tightly pressed ball into water, then it displays less amount of water. That's why it will sink into it. Now let's move on towards further. Is it magic? When Aisha woke up in the morning, Ammi had fever. Abu made some tea and went to give medicines to Ammi. He told Aisha, "You boil eggs. Also put some salt in the water." Aisha took water in a pot. By mistake, she put too much salt in the water. She saw the eggs at the bottom of the pot come up a little and start to float in water. Students, in the next morning when Aisha woke up, she found that her mother had fever. So her father means her Abu. And students, do you know that in Muslim community, mothers called as Ammi and father called as Abu. So Aisha's Abu means her father made some tea and went to give medicines to her Ammi. And students, before leaving, her father told her, "You boil eggs and put some salt in the water." And students, so Aisha took some water in a pot, and while she putting salt in the water, she accidentally put too much salt in it. And as soon as the salt dissolved in the water, then the eggs at the bottom of the pot come up a little and start floating in water. Now students, can you answer me why all this happened? Students, all this happened because salt water is denser than fresh water. So the eggs start floating in the water because when salt is added to water, then its density becomes greater than that of the egg, and that's make the eggs float. Now students, in the same way, you have to do an experiment at your home. So for this, you have to take some water in a glass and put a lemon in it. Now keep putting salt in the water, half a spoon at a time. Were you able to float your lemon in water? If yes, then you have to write down here yes. If no, then you have to write down here just no. Now the next question, what do you think the lemon floated in salty water? So students, after doing your experiment with lemon, you have to answer here that if your lemon float in salty water, that whether the lemon floated in salty water. If yes, then you have to write down here the reason. And as we already discussed, in the case of the eggs, same will happen in this case also, means in the case of a lemon also. So when you keep adding salt to the water, the lemon starts float on it because the water becomes thicker, or you can say denser, by reducing the water level, and hence the lemon floats. Now students, here is an heading, that is Dead Sea. That will help you to understand this topic of float and sink more clearly. Students, as you all know that all oceans and seas have salty water, and among all the seas in the world, the Dead Sea is the saltiest sea, and it is located in Israel. And students, do you know that how much the water of the Dead Sea is salty? And students, you will amazed to know that the water of the Dead Sea is as salty as the 30 grams of salt in just 1 liter of water. And students, would you able to even taste such salty water? Well, students, no, not at all. This much of salt in a water make it very bitter. So you can't just taste it. And the most interesting part of this Dead Sea is, even if a person doesn't know how to swim, he or she wouldn't drown in this Dead Sea, and he or she will float in water as if lying down on it. As you can see here in this image as well, this person over here in the Dead Sea float on it because the amount of the salt in the water makes it heavier or denser. And students, same happen in the case of your lemon experiment also, and that's why your lemon floated in salty water. Now students, let's move on further. What dissolved, what didn't? On Sunday, Aisha's cousin brother Hamid came to her house to play. As soon as he came, he asked his aunt to make his favorite shakkarpara, a sweet dish. Ammi said, "Let me come back from the market, then I will make some for you. Why don't you help me? Take 2 glasses of water and put a bowl of sugar in it. Mix it till it dissolves." Hamid thought, let me finish this work fast, then I will watch TV. Students, on Sunday, Aisha's cousin brother Hamid came her house to play with her. And as soon as Hamid came her house, he asked his aunt, means Aisha's mother, to make some shakkarpara, because shakkarpara is his favorite sweet dish. But students, that time Aisha's mother was leaving to market. That's why she said to Hamid that let her come back from the market, then she will make some shakkarpara or sweet dish for him. And before leaving, she told to him that why don't you help me? Take 2 glasses of water and put a bowl of sugar in it and mix it till it dissolves. But students, Hamid want to watch TV. So in a hurry, he just finished this work very fast. Now students, here is a question that suggest some ways to Hamid for quickly dissolving sugar. Students, as we discussed that Hamid want to watch TV. So in a hurry, he quickly take 2 glasses of water and put a bowl of sugar in it Now students, here you have to suggest some ways that will help Hamid for quickly dissolving the sugar. So students, for the first thing that will help Hamid in quickly dissolving of sugar is kept stirring the mixture. And the second way, put this mixture on low flame and stirring it well. And by applying any one method out of the two will help Hamid in quickly dissolving of sugar. Now students, here is another experiment that you have to do at your home. So listen here carefully what you have to do in this experiment. Now students, again you have to make groups of 4 friends. And as I said earlier, that nowadays it is not possible to make group of 4 friends. So you have to make group of 4 with your family members. Now for this experiment you need 4 to 5 glasses or bowls, spoons, water and the things that listed below in the table. Now you have to take some water in each glass or bowls, and then you have to try to dissolve one thing in one glass or one bowl, and then you have to observe it carefully that whether it will dissolve or not, and then you have to note it in the table. So students, first of all For this experiment, you have to make a table like this, and as in the first column you have to write down the heading things, and in the second column you have to write down the heading did it dissolve or not, and in the third column you have to write down the heading what happened after keeping for 2 minutes. Now students, here are the things that you need for this experiment, and in the second column you have to write down your answer in yes or no, that whether the things that you put in the glass or the bowl dissolved or not dissolved. And lastly, in the last column you have to note down your observation. As the first one here is salt, and students, as you already know that salt will dissolve in it, so you have to write down just here yes. And lastly, you have to note down your observation that whether the salt get mixed well into the water or doesn't, or instead it settled down at the bottom. So out of the three, you have to note down your observation after doing this experiment. Now students, here is a question that could you see the salt after it dissolved in water? If no, then why? Students, as we already discussed that when we dissolve salt in water, it cannot be seen because salt is soluble in nature. That's why when we put salt or dissolve it in water, then we cannot see it. Next question, does that mean that now the water doesn't have salt? If it has, then where is the salt? Students, as I said, if we put salt in water and dissolve it, then we cannot see it, but it doesn't mean that the water doesn't have salt in it. Now the question is that where is the salt? Students, the salt is dissolved in the water completely. Now the next question, what difference did you see in the water with salt and the water with chalk powder after keeping for some time? Students, the salt when dissolved in water, then it make the water look transparent because the salt completely dissolved in the water, whereas the chalk powder doesn't get dissolved in the water completely. Instead, it will settle down at the bottom of the container if we left that container undisturbed for some time. Now the next question is, which of the two would you be able to separate from the water by straining with a cloth, salt or chalk powder? Students, as we already discussed in the earlier question, means in question number 3, that the salt completely dissolve in water and make it transparent, whereas the chalk powder not completely dissolve in water, and if we left the container undisturbed for some time, then it will settle down at the bottom of the container. So here in this question, you have to answer that out of the two, means the salt and the chalk powder, which would be separated from the water by straining with a cloth. So students, when we separate chalk powder by straining with a cloth, then it will easily separate out because it doesn't get dissolved in water. Whereas if we try to separate salt from the water by straining with a cloth, then we can't able to do that because salt is completely dissolved in water. Now students, in the same way like you all, Aisha and Hamid also tried to do an experiment, and while doing their experiment, they both argued with each other because Aisha felt that after stirring, the oil dissolved in water, whereas Hamid didn't agree with her. He said that look at the water, there are some tiny yellow oil drops on it, and it shows that oil doesn't dissolve in water still after stirring it. Then Aisha said, let's wait for some time and then C. So students, in the same way, you also have to answer here that do you think the oil got dissolved in the water? If yes, then how? If no, then why do you think so? Students, Hamid was right. Oil doesn't get dissolved in water because it is lighter than water, so it just float on it. Now students, here is an heading, racing drops. Students, Aisha put 2 drops of oil on the lid of her tiffin box, and next to that she put 2 drops of water and 2 drops of sugar solution as well. And when she tilted the lid of her tiffin box, then she noticed that some drops slid down quickly, whereas some were left behind. Now students, similarly, in the same way, you also have to try to do the same, and then you have to answer that which drop went ahead, why did it slide faster. Students, drops of water slide faster than the oil drops or sugar solution because both the oil and the sugar solution are thicker as compared to that of water, and that's why both the drops of sugar and oil stuck to the box and making it difficult to slide. Now students, the next heading is where did the water go? Students, one day Aisha's mother put some water to boil on the stove for making tea, but her mother got busy with something and forgot about it, that she put some water to boil on the stove for making tea. So students, when she remembered and came to check, then she found that very little water left in the pan. So students, can you answer that where did the water go? Students, the water in the pan got evaporated by the heat of the stove and hence remained less in the pan. Now the next question, why did Chitta Babu and Chinna Babu kept their mango jelly in the sun? Students, as we already learned and discussed in your chapter number 4 about Mummy Di Tandra, where Chitti Babu and Chinna Babu keep their mango jelly in the sun. Now here, can you answer why they do so? Students, Chitti Babu and Chinna Babu kept their mango jelly in the sun so that the water in it gets evaporated, and that's why they kept their mango jelly in the sun. Now next question, at your house what things are made by drying in the sun? Now students, for the answer of this question you have to take the help of your mother and ask her that what things she usually prepared by drying in the sun. Now students, the last topic of your this chapter is Dandi March. Students, this incident took place in 1930 before India became independent, and for many years the British had made a law according to which the Indian people were not allowed to make salt themselves, and in fact the Britishers had also put a heavy tax on salt. So by this law people couldn't make salt even for use at home. So students, that time Gandhiji came forward and raised his voice against this crucial law, and he said that how can a law not allow us to use freely what nature has given us? So Gandhiji with several other Indian people went on a long walk, or you can say yatra, from Ahmedabad to Dandi. Students, this Dandi is basically a seashore in Gujarat. So Gandhiji and his followers started a long yatra or a long walk from Ahmedabad to this place Dandi to protest against this crucial law. Students, do you know how salt is made? Students, for this, basically the sea water is collected in the shallow beds dug in the sand, and then water is allowed to dry in the sun for several days, and after the water dries, the salt remains on the ground, and that's how the salt is made. Now students, lastly, here are some questions that are generally based on what you have learned in your this chapter. The question number 1 is, you have washed your handkerchief and you want to dry it quickly. What all can you do? Students, suppose you wash your handkerchief and you want to dry it quickly, then what you have to do? So students, for this, firstly, you have to squeeze your handkerchief tightly and then spread it out properly and leave it to dry in the sun. And in fact, students, you can also use ironing to dry your handkerchief quickly. Now students, the next question, what things do you put in water to make tea? What of those things dissolves in water? Students, as you all know, to prepare tea, we need to add sugar, tea powder, milk to the water. And we know that milk and sugar get dissolved in water because they are soluble, while the tea powder settle down at the bottom. Later, by the use of the strainer, we can obtain our tea. Now the next question, you have given some mishri pieces, means lumps of sugar. Suggest some ways to dissolve them quickly. Students, I hope you all have seen mishri, that is basically a white crystals and sweet in taste. Students, we already discussed that we can dissolve anything quickly by just stirring it or by putting the thing on a low flame. So here in this answer also, we can dissolve the lumps of sugar or mishri quickly by adding little amount of water and putting it on low flames, or by crushing the lumps of sugar into smaller pieces and adding little water to it and heat it over the flame by continuous stirring it, and that's how we can quickly dissolve the lumps of sugar into water. Now students, that's all about this chapter, and with this questions here, your chapter number 7 is completed. Now I will be come back soon with another chapter. Till then, stay home, stay safe and stay healthy.